He didn't go to the bathroom for literally 47 straight days.
All right, let's just see, because there's been some pretty dumb ones out there, and I gotta look at this for myself. Let's see what it is. See what it's about.
A new trend on social media is raising serious concern among local police departments. It involves people shooting innocent bystanders with water pellets.
Please, don't pee your pants for
What?
TikTok. This is perhaps
What?
one of the dumbest challenges next to eating Tide Pods that I've ever witnessed.
TikTok is not
I
reality
remember
of
that.
real life.
I remember that, chat. That's crazy. People were actually doing that and like dying from it. They had to like put like safety locks on Tide Pods or some shit, bro. That shit was crazy.
But there's real consequences for some of those things that go on there.
TikTok created the internet's worst challenges, and as of right now, TikTok could potentially be banned. Today, we'll explore the dumbest TikTok trends ever, starting with weird ones to straight up insane. So my goal this year is to give you guys...
Oh, by the way, this video was made by Visual Venture. Leave a shit in the description if y'all want to check that out. Anyway, let's just go.
the pee in your pants challenge.
What?
People usually join
No way
TikTok
people used to do
trends
this.
to
This
look
is-
cool,
no,
but the
no.
pee in your pants challenge was different because it was just embarrassing. It began
yeah,
in
no
April
shit.
2020 when a guy
Why would it
named
not be?
Liam Wire filmed himself peeing his pants. Then he posted the video online.
Pee your pants challenge.
Liam made the video as a joke.
What?
He just wanted to make fun of how ridiculous TikTok challenges had become. But people didn't get that joke. Instead, they thought he was trying to start a new trend. And just like that, the pee your pants challenge took off. TikTokers everywhere started filming themselves in front of mirrors, wetting themselves. Anyone
No way.
watching the video could see the wet spot on their pants.
Pee your
What?
pants challenge.
TikTok eventually
should
deleted
never have been a
Liam's
thing.
video, but that didn't stop the challenge from spreading. This was during the lockdown when people were stuck at home and desperate for entertainment. At its peak, the Pee Your Pants challenge hit over 4 million views on TikTok. But although it was getting a lot of attention, most people obviously found it disgusting.
Please, don't pee your pants for TikTok. This is perhaps one of the dumbest challenges next to eating Tide Pods that I've ever witnessed.
But it wasn't just
I
gross.
feel like there've
There
been
were
dumber
real
challenges than
consequences
that.
for those who took part in the challenge. The biggest problem was that the internet never forgets. Anyone who did this challenge now has a video of them peeing their pants on the internet forever. And with
Right?
many
Like,
employers
what?
now checking social media before hiring, they
The
could
digital
easily
footprint is
find those
cooked.
embarrassing videos. The challenge eventually faded, but it left an important lesson behind.
What was
Trends
that?
end, but embarrassment lasts forever. This
No,
next
you
trend
could never
also
catch
seemed
me doing
harmless,
that for
but it could
views, I'm not
easily
sure.
send people to the emergency room.
What?
The raw dogging challenge. In 2023, Apple TV released a show called Hijack. It was an interesting story, but no one expected it to spark one of TikTok's dumbest trends. In the Hijack show, the main character spends 7 hours on a plane without using any devices for entertainment to pass the time. He endured the long flight with 0 distraction. Somehow, this inspired TikTokers to do the same. By June 2024, people were posting videos of themselves raw dogging flights. This meant no scrolling on their phone, no music, no reading. They would just sit there for hours staring straight ahead. They called it the raw dogging challenge. At first, it seemed like an interesting endurance test. Some called
Yeah.
it the ultimate dopamine detox to reset the brain.
I don't see how that's
but
bad
as
at all.
always, TikTok took it way too far. Participants added extra rules like no
Wow.
sleeping, no drinking water, and no snacking or eating. The
Oh,
more
damn.
extreme it got, the more people tried to outdo each other. Soon, raw dogging flights wasn't just a trend. It was a competition who could last the longest. Even celebrities, rappers, and athletes joined posting their own entries. Before long, the challenge even had an unofficial scorecard. And since it turned into a contest, people started cheating. Some actually raw dogged flights while others just faked it. Like Nathan Daw, who posted
Damn.
a TikTok claiming he raw dogged a 9-hour flight. But there was one problem. The airline he flew didn't even have flights that long. Then there was comedian
Not the Jet2 holiday, bro. No, not the Jet2 holiday, bro.
Danny Duncan. He said that he raw dogged an 18-hour flight, but his clip was obviously a joke. But not everyone picks up
all
on
his
these
content's
jokes.
a joke.
So these fake
Swear to
videos
God.
inspire more people to actually participate.
Okay.
And that's where the real problem started, because most TikTokers didn't understand that this challenge could actually be dangerous. Taking long flights without food or water increases the risk of dehydration. Planes already dry you out, and this only makes dehydration worse.
At sea level, the average humidity in the air is 40 to 50%, where in an aircraft it can be as low as 10%. If your body isn't used to that level of humidity, you can rapidly dehydrate.
But dehydration wasn't the only danger.
What?
So not
I did
only are
not
you
know that.
dehydrating yourself by just sitting in the cabin, your blood is also losing a lot of oxygen by breathing in such thin air constantly.
Airplane air is way thinner than what we breathe on the ground. That's why people feel lightheaded or exhausted after a long flight. The lower oxygen levels make it harder for the body to function properly. But most TikTokers didn't understand the risks, so they kept going. Luckily, the media stepped in just in time. One article read, "Idiots are doing this on planes and it's dangerous." They ripped the raw dogging challenge apart, listing all the ways it could go wrong. Other media personalities called the trend pointless.
Being a person, being present in the space you're physically occupying, even that we now call a trend.
As news outlets criticized and pointed out the dangers,
that's
the
true,
challenge
that's
started
true.
losing momentum. And by the end of 2024, TikTokers abandoned the raw dogging challenge and moved on to the next viral trend. We already know that TikTok is full of terrible health advice, but this
Yeah,
next
we're not.
challenge might be the dumbest health trend ever.
What could it possibly be? Like,
The
how
beer
bad?
tanning challenge.
Okay, this just
The
threw me
beer
for a
tanning
loop. I
trend
don't know
probably
what the hell
started
that
because
is.
of a shocking claim that spread on TikTok. In July 2023, a TikToker posted a video warning that using sunscreen was actually dangerous.
Literally rubbing cancer into our skin.
New York follows a report by online pharmacy Valisure, which detected high levels of benzene in several brands and batches of sunscreen.
He explained that some sunscreens contain benzene, which is a chemical suspected of causing cancer. That was all people needed to hear. The video went viral, getting over 5 million views. Viewers were scared, but they were also confused. If sunscreen was dangerous, what were people supposed to use instead? TikTok had an answer: beer. Barely a month after the sunscreen controversy blew up, a new TikTok trend
How
started.
in the
It
fuck
was
would that
called
be better?
the Beer tanning challenge. People would
How
film
would that be
themselves
better?
rubbing beer all over their skin, then lie out in the sun. The idea was that the hops in
What?
beer boosted melanin in the skin, speeding up the tanning process.
Oh boy, what's happening here? Yeah, this guy's pouring beer all over himself here. This is the latest trend on TikTok.
At first, it sounded like a crazy theory, but soon people started posting before and after shots showing off their deep tans. Some even swore beer worked better than sunscreen. Within weeks, the beer tanning challenge became very popular. Videos with the hashtag BeerTan skyrocketed to almost 300,000
you would smell
views,
so
and more
bad.
people joined
You'd
the
probably
challenge.
smell
But
awful
while TikTokers were
cooking
celebrating
beer.
their bronzed skin, one group was trying to shut down this challenge ASAP. Dermatologists hated the beer tanning challenge and called it downright dangerous. For starters, the science behind beer tanning was completely bogus.
Apparently, the hops in the beer stimulate the production of melatonin, which leads to a tan. But there's absolutely no evidence to support this.
Beer has 0 SPF, which means it doesn't protect the skin from sunburn like proper sunscreen does. Even with sunscreen, 1 in 5 Americans will develop skin cancer. Swapping sunscreen for beer only increases that risk. As the media covered the dangers, the backlash grew. Eventually, TikTok stepped in. They banned the beer tanning challenge and started removing any videos promoting it. And since TikTok was suppressing the beer tanning challenge, it gradually disappeared. This next trend caused nothing but pain and discomfort. But that's exactly what made people want to try it.
That's
No
crazy.
Poop July. The No Poop July
I
challenge
remember
is as
this.
ridiculous as it sounds.
I
The
actually
goal is
remember
simple.
this one.
Don't use
This
the
was so
toilet
stupid.
for the entire month of July. Every year, hundreds of people join in posting TikTok
These
videos to
TikToks
show
were
how
funny,
long
though.
they can last.
I'm not even
But
gonna lie.
before we
These
find
TikToks
out
are
if
so
anyone
funny.
actually pulled it off, there's a bigger question. How did such a ridiculous trend even start? In July 2020, a TikToker named OK Kron posted a video looking extremely uncomfortable. The text on the screen read, "Day 1 of No Poop July." OK Kron's face said it all. He was struggling to hold it in, but the caption made it even funnier. It said, "Can I make it till the end?" It was a bold question, and thousands wanted to see if OK Kron could actually last the whole month. The video received 84,000 likes, and the comments were full of people cheering him on. As the days passed, OK
What?
Kron kept the suspense going with dramatic updates.
Okay, but
Each
that's
new
just not
video
real.
showed him looking worse, sweat pouring down his face, pained facial
That's literally
expressions,
just
and
not
lots
real.
of
He just-
squirming. The more
didn't he fake all of
uncomfortable
it?
he looked, the more excited viewers got. Viewers weren't sure if he was kidding
wow.
or if he was
Hi
really
there.
holding it in for a month, but it was entertaining entertaining regardless. Then, just as July was coming to an end, there was a twist.
You might know him as the kid who hasn't pooped for 26 days, but today we found proof that he lied to us.
No poop July, though. Did you fail? Be real.
Yeah, obviously, like, I'd be in the hospital.
With a simple, funny video, OK Kron admitted he failed the challenge. Up until this moment, No Poop July wasn't even a trend. It was just one guy doing something dumb for laughs. However, it got people wondering if it was possible to go an entire month without pooping. They were determined to find
definitely
out.
not.
TikTok quickly dug up a real-life case that made the challenge seem possible. It was about a man who held it in for a very long time.
And while he was waiting behind bars,
No
Lamar went on a
way.
poop strike. He simply refused to go to the bathroom altogether. He didn't go to the bathroom for literally 47 straight days.
Suddenly, No Poop July didn't
No,
seem like it was
that's
just
crazy.
a joke. So by July 2021, 1 year after the original challenge, it started trending again. This time, more
year?
TikTokers joined in,
What?
posting videos of themselves trying to hold it in. And
Bro.
some of them were taking the challenge seriously. Even OK Kron came back for the 2021 challenge, posting daily updates.
He
just
came
like
back for the
before.
annual,
Then
bro.
in July 2022, No Poop July returned for the 3rd year in a row. That's
Why?
when doctors realized this was becoming an annual event, and they were horrified. Worried doctors begged people not to try the challenge.
This is not normal because if you're not having a bowel movement every day, it could lead to abdominal pain, gas, bloating, and other issues.
But instead of dying down, it exploded. The 2023 edition of No Poop July racked up 80 million views in just a few weeks.
Wow.
Dude, it's July. You know what that means?
You know what that means?
I don't know what that means. Just look on TikTok. It's No Poop July.
Oh no!
The 2024 edition crossed 100 million views. But
This went on
2024
for
was
4
special
years.
because OK Kron, the TikToker who started it all, decided to turn the ridiculous trend into something meaningful. To everyone's surprise, he announced that he donated about $1,000 worth of toilet paper to various charities. OK Kron's donation meant that something positive came out of this dumb challenge. Hopefully, No Poop July won't return in 2025.
I don't think it
But with
did.
how popular it's gotten, it probably will.
I
The
don't
next
think it did.
trend on our list was mostly done by women, and it backfired in the worst way. The Silhouette Challenge.
What is this?
Hundreds of women took
I probably
part
have heard
in
of
this
that, I just don't know.
challenge, but they had no idea that this trend would make them targets for creeps and trolls on the internet. The challenge started in January 2021 when a TikToker named Yo Elise posted a video with a unique editing style. The silhouette effect with the red background looked amazing. Within hours, Yo Elise's comments were flooded with people begging for a tutorial. They wanted to make their own versions. Yo Elise listened. That same day, she posted a step-by-step guide. To create the silhouette effect, they just needed to use a red tinted filter from Snapchat or TikTok. Before long, TikTokers everywhere were trying it out. They called it the Silhouette Challenge. Even celebrities joined the trend.
So turn on the light in your bathroom. Okay. Go in your door arch, okay? And just
How's this
whatever
bad?
you want to do.
It's just
At
a
its
picture,
peak,
no?
The Silhouette Challenge got more than 200 million views on TikTok. But like most TikTok
I don't get
trends,
it. I
it
don't
didn't
get how
take
this is
long
bad.
for things to go wrong.
Let's-
Because
alright, let's
the
just watch.
challenge was showing off body shapes, the participants wore as little as possible. Others wore nothing at all.
Oh.
After all, the red filter was supposed to hide everything, leaving only a shadow. But it
I
turns
see.
out the filter wasn't foolproof. Before long, some creeps online figured out how to remove the filter. And once they took it off, they could see everything, if you catch my drift. Suddenly, tutorials on how to remove the red filter started popping up everywhere. And since there were hundreds of Silhouette Challenge videos online, creeps were having a field day. People even created subreddits like Silhouette Unfiltered to share Silhouette Challenge videos while doing it.
So, word of warning. If you're going to make a video as part of the Silhouette Challenge, keep your clothes on. People are attempting to revert the videos back to their normal coloring, and that can reveal things that viewers aren't supposed to see.
To help by banning filter
sorry.
removal tutorials and shutting down accounts spreading them. But instead of being relieved, some victims blamed TikTok for not acting sooner. One thing was clear,
obviously.
the Silhouette Challenge should have never existed. This next trend wasn't
what?
just dumb, it was also a crime.
What?
The Chase Bank glitch.
Chase Bank
On
glitch.
September 1st, 2024, TikTokers were buzzing with excitement. The reason was because they thought they found a way to get free money. Thousands of dollars completely free. They called it the Chase Bank glitch.
So what people would do, they would write a big check that they didn't have the money for, a bad check, and then they would immediately take money away from an ATM.
Just like the guy explained, they would write a check for more money than they had in their Chase Bank account and deposit it. These checks were fake because their accounts had no money to back them up. Then, before the bank could catch on, they would rush to an ATM and withdraw the check's full amount. In other words, they were scamming the bank for free cash. As word spread, the hashtag Chase Bank glitch started trending on TikTok.
That's crazy.
Within hours, people were lined up at Chase Bank ATMs eager to cash in.
Nah, I said it's heavy. It's lined up. Nah, this is elephant.
There was one small problem. The so-called glitch was actually a crime. As more people heard about the trend, financial experts explained why the Chase Bank glitch was actually check fraud.
Make no mistake, in every sense of the word, this is check fraud. You are knowingly writing fake checks, and to make it
But isn't that common sense that it's fraud? Like what?
worse, you are committing a felony against yourself.
Anyone caught committing check fraud can face huge fines, prison time, and even a lifetime ban from opening a bank account.
Chase will alert every other bank that you try to go to, and you may possibly never be able to get an account. You'll have to.
But despite all the warnings, the Chase Bank glitch kept trending on TikTok. Some posted screenshots of their bank balances as proof that it worked. Others saw a chance to cash in,
$9 million
step-by-step guides or charging fees to teach people how to pull it off. But it was only a matter of time before the bosses at Chase Bank realized TikTokers were stealing from them. And when they did, they were furious. On September 2nd, barely 24 hours after the glitch went viral, Chase Bank shut it down. The bank released a statement saying the glitch was fixed. Fake checks wouldn't work anymore. And just to make things clear, they added, depositing a fraudulent check and withdrawing the funds from your account is fraud, plain and simple. Now everyone who took advantage of the glitch was panicking, and they had good reason to be worried because Chase Bank was coming after them. By October 2024, the bank started suing those who used the glitch. One person stole $335,000 during the glitch. Chase didn't stop there. They identified accounts that deposited those fake checks, froze them, and took back whatever money was left. Most of those accounts ended up with negative account balances with a bunch of zeros.
Oh, fuck no.
They really told me to tap in. Next day I was supposed to clear and look at my account, yo.
Soon, arrests began.
30,000
free money were charged and tried in court.
Oh,
The Chase Bank glitch became a brutal lesson. Don't commit a financial crime because someone on TikTok told you it was cool. This next trend took an ordinary daily activity and turned it into something idiotic. The cereal challenge.
What?
Here's how the challenge works. Two people had to participate. One person lay down with their mouth wide open while the other poured cereal and milk in. Then the second person had to eat the cereal straight from their mouth using a spoon to pass.
That's absolutely disgusting. By the way.
Pass the challenge, the person on the bottom had to keep their mouth open while the second person ate from it. Some managed to keep their mouths open long enough to complete the challenge. Others ended up coughing soaked in milk. Huge influencers with millions of followers joined
You can like
the trend.
choke.
And with that kind of reach, the cereal challenge spread faster.
Doing the cereal challenge.
That's so stupid. So fucking retarded. You could probably
Some
like choke
even
and die.
decided to involve their pets
Hey,
in
doggy.
the challenge,
Hey, puppy
and
pup.
you do not want to see those videos.
Fuck
the challenge was
no.
also pretty risky. If the person lying down inhaled milk or cereal, they could legitimately choke and suffocate. This trend was all risk with zero reward. Luckily, the cereal challenge didn't last long, but while it was trending, it proved people will do just about anything for 15 minutes of fame, even if it puts their health on the line. This next trend was one of the dumbest and most dangerous ones out there. The Orbeez Challenge.
Orbeez Challenge.
In 2022, the Orbeez Challenge
Oh,
was
that
so
was cool.
notorious
That was so
people
cool.
threatened to arrest anyone caught doing it.
Bro, I remember
to
this.
understand why, you first need to know what Orbeez are. Orbeez are tiny beads that swell up when soaked in water.
There are 1 million Orbeez in this bath. This is literally so satisfying.
What?
Orbeez are usually harmless. Kids play with them and some people even use them to relieve stress. But in 2022, someone had a reckless idea. They started loading Orbeez into toy guns and shooting them like tiny water bullets. Except they weren't aiming them at friends. They were targeting random strangers.
These things can shoot up to about 200,
Oh, I remember
210
this.
feet.
per second.
And then it got even worse.
Yeah.
People began freezing the Orbeez before
Making them
loading
harder.
So instead of bursting on impact, the frozen Orbeez hit like rubber bullets. That made them a lot more painful and more dangerous.
These toy guns, well, they can really actually replicate a real firearm.
By March 2022, the Orbeez challenge was out of control.
about a
TikTokers
frenzy?
across the country were shooting Orbeez at random strangers.
A new trend on social media is raising serious concern among local police departments. It involves people shooting innocent bystanders with water pellets.
Police cracked down hard, arresting teens who participated in the challenge. In one case, 4 teens were arrested. They were charged with disorderly conduct, harassment, and reckless endangerment.
Police say surveillance
no
videos
shit.
showed the 4 teens pull up in a car and fire the gel pellets
That's
into
crazy.
a class working outside.
You would think arrests would scare people off, but it didn't. Kids kept doing
Did it
the
not?
Orbeez challenge until someone lost their life. On June
What?
2nd, 2022,
Someone died
a group
from
of
this?
teenagers Orbeezed some guys playing basketball. But these weren't the kind of guys to laugh it off. A fight broke out, and by the time it was over, one of the basketball players lost his life. He was only 17. When the media reported the case, people finally realized how serious this challenge was.
TikTok is not reality to real life, but there's real consequences for some of those things that go on there.
That was the final straw. Police cracked down harder on the Orbeez challenge. In Kentucky, a mayor banned water pellet toys completely. Walmart, Target, and Amazon pulled Orbeez from their shelves. Even Spin Master, the company behind Orbeez, addressed the issue. They released a statement saying they had no affiliation with the gel toys and that their Orbeez products were not intended to be used as projectiles. But after all this, the Orbeez challenge didn't completely disappear. Orbeez challenge
what?
incidents were still being reported as recently as 2024. These trends
That's
prove that
last
some people
year?
will do anything to fit in. But just remember, the people that change
That's
the
so
world
dumb.
are the
That's
ones that
crazy.
choose to be different.
That's wild.
Visual Venture.
Yo, that was a good ass video. That was a good ass video. But if y'all wanna check me out on other platforms, Dazosaurus on everything, you know, right there. Yeah, I mean, I also got Instagram too, so check that out. But thank you guys so much for watching, and peace.